SBG, welcome back to the Warehouse Podcast.
Yeah, it's always good to be here. What it do?
What it do? we just spent an hour trying to deal with audio situations.
Apparently we lost our technical savvy during the break.
I am inclined to say that we never had technical savvy.
So we're still on that journey.
Exactly.
We're still trying to make it there.
Trying to make it there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, how have you been, man? It's been too long.
You know what I always say. Working. Always working. And ever forlorn, and wanting to be back here. It's always great to be able to do this.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. We've taken a bit of a hiatus. It's not because we don't love you guys or we don't love potting, but life kind of got in the way. But maybe it was a blessing in disguise, because we were able to kind of regroup and make a decision on what the pods are gonna be like moving forward. So now it's 2022. We felt it only right that we should do a 2022 year in review. I got bars. So SBG, what are your thoughts? 2022. Let's be broad based with it. What did you think about 2022 musically on a whole? I mean, to me, 2021 kind of. What do you think about 2021? A review. To me, 2021 and 2020 kind of like melded all into one, and I kind of found this kind of difficult to come up with stuff because, I kind of lost track somewhere in there.
I mean, maybe we lost track because, we've just been at home so much. And, it's almost as if 2020 and 2021 was just one period of constant COVID waves and isolations and testings and whatever.
I know, right?
I have managed to survive the hellish landscape of a first stage in Mario, where the rotating flame balls are everywhere, and I have not caught COVID as far as I know so far.
I know, right?
My heartfelt thoughts go out to all those who
have
grapple,
correct,
and those who would have lost loved ones as a result of it. Somehow I've managed to avoid it so far. I mean, and I think that maybe the last 2 years has kind of been the major task. That's been the major journey that everybody's been facing. So maybe that's why it feels like it's just been one period.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know. I guess if you're stuck home or you're stuck battling other things, you kind of lose track on, summers. If summers don't feel like summers and you're not doing summer things, or you're just in your house, it kind of loses it. But it made it really difficult for me. So yeah. I must say this pod was my idea, what we're gonna cover, a year in review, and I don't know, SBG, what you got? What were some of these standouts? And outside of albums, like who were the standout artists? Like, did you discover anyone new? Did you revisit any old artists that you love?
Oh, well, you know me. I'm always revisiting old artists, but I'm not going to let you...
The Revisitor.
I'm not going to let you...
Revisitor.
Yeah, man. When I do an artist deep dive, Trey is just be like I just hear the man rolling his eyes from across the digital divide.
If one could hear a whole eyeball or cornea roll somewhere, that would be what that sound would sound like.
But I'm not going to let you do that to me. You're not going to throw me under a digital bus. You go first.
All right, I love it. Owned him. Okay, right. So for me, so I'll maybe I'll start. I don't want to say at the beginning, but like at the end. So, the last standout album that I listened to for this year was Tyler, Call Me If You Get Lost. Like I've said in many previous podcasts, I was not a huge Tyler fan. like Odd Future. I mean, Odd Future is cool. I rock with Sid. Obviously, I love Frank Ocean. But I was never on the Tyler bandwagon. I was never wearing LaFleur Golf or Golf LaFleur. What I was never that. I was never with the Louis V bags and things that he totes around. But honestly, I think that this album touched me in a special way because honestly, I took a deep dive because of the pod. But once I got there, I was able to see sides of Tyler that I kind of like saw in myself.
You took a deep dive, so you went back and listened to other things?
I did. Remember I listened to Flower Boy, and there was one before Flower Boy that I listened to. Can't remember right now. I promise you I'm prepared. But it really made me think about who Tyler was. Even his name, Tyler, the creator. And I have a lot more respect for him now than I did before, for his mind, for the things that he cares about, and what he's into. And so, like I said,
and his self-respect, because he washes his hand before he
before he
takes a leap.
Exactly, you know what I mean. And I like I was saying, I see kind of like parts of his personality in myself. Not that line specifically, but the way in which he went into being like in this type of like triangle situationship, and there's the braggadocious Tyler and stuff like that, and the music. If I had to give it one critique, though, one large critique is that, and this is something that I've spoken to other people who've listened to the album. The levels, the way that it was mixed, just kind of felt like you needed to search for what he was saying. Like the music was just hitting you. Like you'd be trying to listen to the finer points of the rhymes and the lyrics, and it was just like a wall of music coming towards you. And
oh man, you made that sound so nice.
I know, right?
I love the way that you
man,
that.
I like him. What am I gonna do? Bias. Tell me, what do you think? How would you word that? More.
Well, I see eloquently? That I see that you went straight for the thing that you like the most. So
the thing that impacted me the most for 2021. That's right.
All
that
right.
stuck with me for 2021.
That hit him hard. Guys.
So let's trade blows. So that for me, Tyler, call me if you get lost. It is only coincidence that he is touted to have the best rap album of 2021. That's just happenstance. I'm not gonna say I had anything to do with that. But I'm just saying that, obviously there's something there. So what about you?
What hit me hardest is what you're going with as your thematic approach to this particular section.
What hit you in the what hit you in the lyrical gonads? Yep, that's where I'm at. He's scribbling, guys. You can't see it, but he's scribbling.
Yeah, I'm making notes, man.
Making notes.
I mean, you know how it is. For guys that
when I shoot my shot, you're ready like I'm Shex.
You fool. I don't know. I would say that I guess the thing that hit me the most over the last year.
Yeah.
I guess it would have been Nas's King's Disease 2, which is quite. And I mean, people are gonna probably be like we didn't know that was gonna happen.
I know, right?
But I didn't expect it. I really did not like King's Disease 1. I felt like
I got people telling me that it's like a sleeper, but I don't see it.
Literally,
sorry, I don't hear it. I don't hear it.
I went back and listened to it.
I don't hear it. You mean after King's Disease 2?
Yeah.
So you're like, King's Disease 2 is so good. Maybe there's something there in King's Disease 1.
Maybe I was so appalled by Nasir. That 7-track nonsense, and then the lost tapes that came in between it, or whatever.
Oh dear, it's 2022 SPG. We trying to be better people, man. We're trying to be better people.
I mean, well, come on. I mean, I like this man.
I know you love Nas.
Yeah, but
and haven't listened to Magic yet? Shame on you, for shame.
Hey, I put it on my rotation. Okay, I'm only 7 days out.
Fair enough. True. It was a surprise drop. So,
it was a surprise drop. I was like, what? Yeah, I just put it on my rotation. But no, seriously, guys. I would say that King's Disease 2 is the one that I like the most, and that was a close
standout track.
Store Run.
Store Run.
I like
You know what I
story.
keep going back to? I keep going back to composure.
Composure, you mean?
Yes. Yo. And Hit Boy opens up the track. I'm like, you go Hit Boy. You let him know that you're not just a producer, nigga. Let him know. Well, you mad Hit Boy. Nah, man. Hit Boy got bars, bro. Hit Boy got more bars than Kanye had when he first started rapping.
I am not even getting into that. You like to talk. You like to do beer joke with this podcast. You talk about how B. Yeah, man, my top 5. But I got this scrambling.
And they got the internet in a freaking uproar. Man, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Nah, seriously.
I like what I like.
Yeah, you like what you like. I'm gonna
What I
say
like,
that
bro.
it was King Disease 2 for me, and it just edged out. No, I'm talking nonsense. What am I talking about?
Yeah, it sounds like a fair bit of nonsense for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
What? What are you gonna say?
The reason why I didn't, my apologies to the fans. The reason why I didn't think of this at the time is because this wasn't a 2021 album. The album that hit me, but I listened to it in 2021.
In 2021. Oh yes, we need to caveat that. So let's caveat it. So when I put it to SPG and SBZ, who's unfortunately not here, she's off being fabulous somewhere else, right? Fabulous. FABO. I said, the criteria is that either 2021 drop or something that you listened to in 2021. So it could be a 2020 drop. So that's why we gotta talk about Get Up Good. But anyway, so continue.
Yeah, so I'm saying that no, I know people are probably tired hearing me talk about this man.
Are you gonna talk about? Oh my God,
Who am I gonna talk about?
Rosella?
Nah.
Freddie Gibbs.
That man hard.
Freddie Gibbs. You talking about Freddie Gibbs?
Listen to me.
You want me to set that date with you and Freddie?
Listen to me.
I get him on WhatsApp, Where you guys want to go? You want to go Champers? Naru? Nishi? You want to go Nishi or Freddie Gibbs? I can make it happen.
Nah, B. I can't be alone.
You can't be alone.
We can sit by the balcony and look out over the East Coast.
No problem. No problem.
B. I swear to you, I don't have COVID.
Yeah, for sure.
That's just a call from the laugh. Freddie Gibbs's Alfredo that he was Grammy nominated for the same time that King's Disease won.
Oh, King's Disease won.
Right, won the Academy. The Grammy.
The Grammy. Yeah, the Grammy. Yeah.
Alfredo is a piece of art.
Alfredo art. Need to turn that shit into NFT, guys. You hearing that?
Like that album is amazing. It is a beautiful piece of hip hop. A coming of age. I don't know if to say a coming of age. It is just an amazing point in the development of the artistry that is Freddie Gibbs. Lyrically, flow wise, production. The Alchemist. Good gosh. That is the album that hit me the hardest.
But why? You're not telling us why though.
I just said it. What he raps about. I mean, we know Freddie is as street as
the street itself.
as asphalt and hot summer day walking on it with your barefoot. Like the man, yeah, he is a very street guy. And he really gives us a window into some of his development over the time of his career. How he like in one of the songs he talks about being so broke that he was selling crack so that he could continue rapping. And that's that's pretty awesome. There's one song where he talks about the fact that he has an uncle that OD'd on drugs, and he's pretty sure that he supplied the person that his uncle got the drugs from to do that.
That's
That's
fairly street stuff.
Yeah, some intense stuff, and no condoning of this, but as a man of science who has a taste for anthropology, the study of human behavior and activity is always, very high on my list.
I'm sure.
I just thought that it was absolutely amazing. It was really great lyricism and weaving of these various aspects of his life into things. Take, for instance, there was a song on it called Something to Rap About, where he talks about, essentially, it's a song about writer's block and the fact that he lives life so that he will have something to rap about.
Whoa.
Tyler's on that song, by the way.
I know.
Tyler's on that song.
I want you to know that Tyler is well respected by these legendary MCs that you talk about because he himself is legendary.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. I mean, like Freddie is now getting to a point where he's getting big collabs.
Like big features.
Like big features. Like
Yeah.
he just did a song. He just dropped a song called Black Illuminati with Jada Kiss. Mad track.
Mind blowing.
Mad
So
track.
tell me something. Not to derail this whole
No, I good. We can move on.
What-
Oh, and I got to respond to that whole thing about Tyler, but you go ahead.
Right. Why do you think Freddie doesn't get his flowers? Why people not giving Freddie Gibbs his flowers?
I don't think that it is that they don't. I think that Freddie has had an interesting journey in terms of being signed to a label where nothing happened for years.
Who was he signed to?
I don't recall.
Oh, okay.
But he doesn't seem to have any animosity about that. He indicated that, the label wasn't really ready for him and he wasn't ready for what he needed to do.
Right, gotcha.
But he went independent and built from there.
Right, okay.
He talks about realizing that people are coming to my shows. I'm gonna keep doing this. And he talks very strongly about being yourself.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many very successful artists
Yeah.
had the courage
To just be themselves. You know who's a perfect example of that? That I think that the more she doubled down into being herself, the better she got or the bigger she got? Cardi B. Like, I feel like Cardi B has not relented on who she is, where she came from, being a stripper, etc. And I think there's power in that. Shinsi is the same way. So, kids out there, take note. Just be yourself.
Be yourself.
Just
but
be
that's
yourself.
my impact heavy guy.
That's your impact heavy guy.
And to respond to Tyler and Can You Get Lost? It's a good album. It didn't hit me as hard. I really had a lot of frustration with the mastering, the sound mastering,
Mixing.
mixing.
I think it's the mixing.
Of his
I'm
album.
not. Listen, I'm not. Whoever out there in the comments, they can be like, "Oh, I'm a mastering, mix it down." I don't know what it's called. I just know that called then. Me man,
You clone.
I try to listen to the words, and all I get is like beer music, right? And I want to hear it, and it's so muddy, to use fancy terms, muddy. Okay, all right, cool.
And that really prevented me from getting into it. Also, I don't know what he was going for by doing the whole DJ. Who was it? DJ
Drama.
the DJ drama mixtape feel. I wasn't feeling that.
We all got our toes out too. Call me if you get lost. Are we going?
I
didn't like it.
I didn't like it.
Oh man,
I didn't like that.
Man.
Like, dude, you know how irritated it's be when they in effect and men don't start talking over the
Over tracks.
Like, I mean, come on, man.
But
Shut
you
up.
must admit that without DJs talking over music, they're a part of the art form.
I'm not saying no.
You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like it was purposely done. I'm recognizing that Tyler is the kind of artist that he does these things on purpose.
Yeah.
So like, I just thought it was honestly, Tyler
Loved it.
Awesome album. Okay, so I'm gonna go next up for what really impacted me. J. Cole off season. Can I get a
Yeah.
J. Cole
I was
off
going to say
season?
to you that since I put Nas's King's Disease
I can get
2 above that,
Because you did. I want you to know that you did.
but it barely edged it out.
Wait. So we going in descending order. So this is your number one.
My number one album listened to last year,
was
even
Alfredo.
though it was a 2020 album,
was Alfredo.
Yeah.
And then you put in King's Disease below that. Because we haven't gone into King's Disease yet. But I am putting J. Cole above King's Disease 2. So just let me say that in my opinion, it was very hard, but I do believe, for me personally, J. Cole's The Off Season was a masterpiece. I actually like Off Season more than I did Forest Hills Drive. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I do. And I think, it could be the way that it started with the Cameron track, with the Posse track, and it could be the way that the what do you call it, the sequencing of it. I really enjoy the sequencing. Like, I can just put that in my car and I could drive somewhere. Everywhere you go in Barbados, you're only driving for like 20 minutes tops, 20, 30 minutes. But I can put that in my car and I can be like, yo, by the time I get there, I'm in a solid mood. Don't think you cutting me off, I can flip you the bird. Like, I feel, and the things that he was saying, like, J. Cole has a way of being vulnerable and showing his humanity, but not coming across as a wimp. You know what I mean? Like, not coming across as like being weak in any way, or like you don't. I'm not gonna call Drake, man. I might just say it for 22. I can leave out certain things, but
still listen to the album.
But of course, why gotta do it for science and for the people, right? But I just feel like, honestly, his whole idea behind this album of like, I can do this. I'm gonna like be a studio rat. I'm gonna knock it out. This is like me in the gym shooting threes for like 5 hours straight. Like, I really appreciate his approach to the music and the way that he got stuck in, and it made me feel privileged, because in my opinion, there are a lot of people who, once you reach a certain level, you can just hit the studio, you're good enough that you could drop something and people are gonna love it. But he pushed himself purposely, and I really appreciated that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So J. Cole, Off Season, definitely second most impactful album for me in 2021.
Okay. Very well. Is it my turn?
You up?
I listen to. I'm going through this stuff and I realize that I listen to a lot of stuff. I probably would.
You do, because I went through the record and I was like, I didn't listen to nothing. I feel like there was so much music.
You want me to tell you what you listen to?
You listen to the new Meat Mill?
No.
You listen to Roddy Ricch new album?
No.
You listen to, there was another one that they said that was supposed to be really good. Maxo Cream's album. Maxo's. That's supposed to be good too. Like, I feel like I listened to nothing this year, bro.
And you listen to those things?
I didn't. No, I didn't. I'm just saying that these were the top. These are the like.
Yeah, but you know me. Albums. I don't listen to things because they're top albums.
Yeah, I know. We gotta work on that.
We
gotta show the run.
Trez like nah, but like I got my niche, and my niche right now in this show.
Okay, what's your niche for all you weird people out there?
My niche.
Niche. What's your niche?
Is an old head that thinks that he's current.
I can't believe you said that out loud. Listen, own it. Own that shit.
Listen to me.
Own it.
You know how hard that is. He think that he knows saying. Correct. I walk out and say with pride, but I'm a contemporary listener of hip hop. I'm well listened on hip hop. I stay current.
What talking about?
And
you're killing me.
And what's funny about staying current is that it's possible to stay current with very old style hip hop. Listen to me. I listened to real music this year. Then I didn't realize it was so much.
Guys, see, man got notes, huh? Don't worry, you guys will see on the vid. Man has notes. Notes have been taken. Okay.
You ain't got notes.
I ain't got notes. My notes up here.
We'll use Jay-Z now.
I got like Jay-Z. I can spit a hot 16.
I listen to seriously because I try to stay current, but that what has to happen for me is that newer artists have to key into me in some way.
They can't do it. They have to key into you.
But duh. You know who he is?
Or you know who he is? You know what kind of listener I am? Hey, listen, you want me listen to
Listen,
these ears?
Isa, you want the oxymoron as an amateur critic, B? Listen.
Oh God.
So I be like looking at the latest releases, but I don't pick the 250 million rappers that got baby in some part of the name.
How can you?
Right?
Or Lil.
Or Lil. I pick who stands out to me. Shout out to Baby Keem. I have every intention of listening to his album. I just haven't gotten to it yet.
Yeah, that was one of the top 20 albums, huh?
Yeah. Okay. But now I listened to a lot of things this year. Like off season. I mean, believe it or not, Extinction Level Event from Busta came out late in 2020, but I listened to it in 2021, and it was a good album.
Honestly, it was a decent, not to hijack, it was a decent, what do I say? For an artist who has not put out music in, let me say, how many? It's been over a decade since Busta put out something, right? It's been a long time.
I'm sure it was more than a decade.
Yeah, it's been a long, long time. So for someone to do that, I think that Busta did a phenomenal job on that album. Yes. Honestly, he did.
Don't get me wrong. I refuse to listen to him and removed all of his music from my rotation after
There's a COVID thing, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. After he made the comment about mask mandates. I just refuse to give you my money if you're going to talk nonsense. Yeah. And I stand by it. But but yeah, go ahead.
Right. So mine was right. I think
but I was saying, but let me continue. Right. We aren't going to get into the albums that we thought were horrible yet. But
I didn't even know we were doing that. I didn't know we were doing that.
There's a spectrum. Are we going to assume that there's a bell curve of average albums, and then there are the exceptional ones, and they could all be a tail end?
I get into bad albums, man. What's bad?
So I continue to listen to. Tyler, Call Me If You Get Lost. I thought it was really good. I can see why it's nominated. Isn't it nominated for 2021?
You mean best rap album?
Yeah,
something like that.
Okay.
I'll be honest. I don't keep track of the
Yeah. We stopped doing that, right?
We stopped doing it.
Yeah. Of all things this year, I listened to Following 2 by Wale.
Did you pronounce it correctly? Because I don't think you did.
Following.
You saw the real agent.
Following.
You following me. You following me.
You following me. You following me too.
Following me too. You had got me good. You following me too.
Oh Jesus.
Following.
I have no idea how that word is pronounced. And the reason why that's the biggest because I don't like Wale. I am disappointed that you didn't pick up on that.
Wale, and by Wale you mean whale. By Wale you mean whale. Oh my God.
As I cough out my supposed not COVID.
Not COVID.
Hey, double vaccinated here. Haven't got my booster yet. But
that's right.
Just now.
Oh God.
Hilarious. I listened to Wale's Following 2. Following. I'm not a Wale fan. It was suggested to me by my lady, and it was alright. I'm not a Wale fan.
Why though?
But why what?
Why aren't you a Wale fan? What about Wale you don't like?
I don't like his flow, his cadence. I don't like how he sounds. And I know that I have gotten some real double, on the brow, prognathous brow shaded looks, right?
I know.
For people for not liking the tone of a rapper. That prevented me from appreciating Ghostface Killer for a long time.
Seriously?
I just did not like how the man sounded on the mic. It's kind of weird.
No, it's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
No, don't get me wrong. I came to appreciate him after a while, but I just never really liked how Wale sounds. I'm just going to be real. But it wasn't. It was okay. Like I listened to it with a critical ear, and it was okay. I would probably give it like a 5.5 to 6.
Okay. Oh, wow. You give it a lot,
But
though.
for those who are the heads out there,
Heads, we calling you.
we're calling you. We talking about lyrics. We talking about flow.
We talking about flow.
Yeah, I know I'm being very biased here, and I'm not talking about anybody that I don't know doesn't remember the Y2K crisis. I listened to Static Selector's The Balancing Act.
Oh Lord, mama, but that say that too.
Yeah, B. I mean, I've been a Static fan for a while. I hadn't listened to him for a while, so I did a deep dive and listened back to all of his albums that I missed. New York, Stand Up. It was actually pretty good. I mean, you have to have a taste for that type of hip hop. It's very New York,
Correct.
but some of the
That's why you would like Magic.
fair enough. But it had on some of the best current New York artists.
So you had the Fabio Foreigns, and you had
I don't know where Harlow hails from, but Harlow was on it.
Ja Harlow?
Ja Harlow was on it. Joey was on like 3 or 4 tracks.
Joey Badass was on it?
Yes.
Boy.
Come on, man. Like they met some serious men were on this stuff.
Crazy.
I listened to Apollo Brown and Stally.
Apollo Brown, oh my
And
gosh.
Stally.
And Stally.
Stally is left Maybach Music. And
he did?
drop an album with Apollo Brown called Black Light. Mind blown.
So you listened to the whole album?
Mind blown.
Stally, boy.
Yeah, B. The album is amazing.
You talk about voice and cadence. Stally got that voice.
Man,
Stally got that voice and that beard. He still got a beard, right?
listen to me. Listen to me.
Gotta respect that beard.
Yeah, he still
already
has that
got
beard.
that
He still has that beard. When the man reasoned that he does, he started making a Will Smith reference, and it ended off a Will Smith reference.
He started a Will Smith reference.
He started a Will Smith reference regarding money,
Right.
and it ended it off with saying that when he says money, he fill up banks.
Whoa!
Bars!
No way.
Bars! Apollo Brown and Stally. And Apollo Brown?
Apollo Brown.
Yeah. Trey, I don't know if you would listen to it. Apollo Brown and Stally, Black Light.
But bro, I must say to you though, you only like New York hip hop?
Nah.
Cause it seems that way though.
I mean
Guys, you guys gotta agree with me, right? It seems that way. All you listen to is New York hip hop. Looks at list.
Scratch his head. Feels owned.
Do you think that New York hip hop is more to the core of what hip hop means to you, or is it that was your gateway into hip hop culture? So that
maybe the two things that you just said are probably the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I don't like to get into conversations about what pure hip hop is and what real hip hop is, because I think that those are garbage arguments, to be honest. I know I'm an old head, but this concept about what real hip hop is extremely short-sighted, because music genres develop, they evolve, they change, and I'm not saying that new artists aren't good. They may not be to my taste.
Right. Correct.
But there is a space for them. I have no qualms about that. And I don't get on these. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you can't flow and your bars are garbage, like if you're here talking about I'm hot like fire, then I mean, you're nonsense. You're nonsense, and you should stop rapping. But there are young MCs who rap, who flow in ways that are amazing and say amazing things that I may not really be into their particular style or way of delivery. But I will not deny that they have a certain level of artistry and impact in the culture.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And to just end it off, Styles P and Havoc. I listened to their collab album.
I thought we doing a back and forth.
Wreckage Hammer.
You know went through.
Sorry.
Like
I was just gonna kill my New York hip hop shit.
no.
All right,
Okay.
then.
Right. So you gave me Stally and Apollo Brown.
Right.
So it's right. So okay. So you're saying that is the album that impacted you?
Yeah, that was really good. I really like that.
Wow. Well, I'm sad to say I don't know if I have any more hip hop albums that impacted me in a major way this year. Honestly.
I mean, what else did you listen to?
Donda.
Well, that's why I wanted to talk about the worst albums of 2020.
But yeah, because from here on out, it was just kind of just like loose songs and EPs.
Which is fine. I mean, I listened to a million loose songs. I don't even want to get into that. But.
Right, you know what I mean? So like that's why this was really hard for me because I don't think that. Well, okay. So if I had to talk about impact, the next song on the list will gotta be the next album on the list will gotta be Get Up Good, because I felt like Tef had a really strong album, even though technically it was not 2021.
No, it came out in December
2020. So technically
but
it's 2020.
I listened to it around that time.
Past, right, exactly.
Into 2021.
Obviously, we listened to it through 2021, and I felt like
Babes and good.
Yeah, for sure. As far as from where I'm sitting, you know what I mean. I think what Blow Small said. Oh, what was he like?
Jeez, all right.
Lord.
Small.
Blow freaking Smalls, huh? And Halik Maul dropped an album. It's called Arrow. And he has a song called Halo with Mick Jenkins. Bro.
Hard.
Are you kidding me?
Hard.
Are you freaking kidding me?
And Mick is my boy, you know.
I know you love Mick Jenkins on his own.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
For years. So like when I saw that and when I listened to that track, I was like, yo, this is honestly, it felt like that much more special to me that Halik and Mick made this song called Halo. And anyway, again, beside myself. So Get Up Good. No, I think that Tef knocked it out the park with that record. I honestly I re-listened to it, and you see, I listened to Bajan music.
I just put it back on my rotation.
I listen to Bajan music in conjunction with all other artists. International, they're all international artists, but I listen to it all together. I don't segregate it. I don't have a different listening ear. And the quality, the bars, the penmanship, it's all there. It really is all there. And I can't help but feeling like, yo, this shit should be like running up crazy numbers like overseas. You know,
I mean, I know, man.
Good.
But Ben probably hear us talking and be like, yeah, that man.
Just Tef stands, you know, it's time for Tef. Tef stands.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. I listen to a lot of music.
But we listen to a lot of music. And
I'm telling you,
that man is a boss.
Honestly, and it's not
just the bars.
No, it's not just the bars. That's the thing. It's the composition of the music, it's the sequencing, is all the skips in between that bring home what he's trying to say thematically. It's the production. It's every aspect of it that I just.
I.e., the project is a polished, beautiful piece of hip hop art.
You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Like forget Barbados, Nigeria, America, whatever. Just as a piece of hip hop. So I don't know. For me, that will be it. For me, that would have to be my next record. So you hit me with two, so I gotta hit you with another one.
I was just saying that Wale. I didn't like Wale that much.
Right. Okay.
But it didn't impact me greatly. But go ahead.
Right. So in terms of something else that really hit me and moved me, I can't say there's been any other.
You didn't really talk about King's Disease too. I know that you like that.
Right. It will gotta be King's Disease. So I can put Teflon Henson above King, and then I can put Nas below, which is huge. That's huge because I love King's Disease too. I am not a Nas fan. I never proclaimed to be. I never bought his barber products. I never bought a razor, the machines, nothing. I'm not a Nasir fan like that. I'm not. I can just be honest because I wasn't into hip hop during that time.
Yeah.
So that mystique and stuff, that's something that I had to kind of get into over time. But King's Disease 2 showed me why he's a god MC. Why he's a god MC. The way that he could weave history, past, philosophy, future, all in one song, and like he like weaves things together like a tapestry. So Jay-Z, so I was doing some comparative analysis. I was in the gym and I was like, yo, these two are supposed to be like two of the greatest of all times. If I put them side by side, what are the greats? People love Jay-Z because Jay-Z is, to be honest, cryptic. He has double, triple, quadruple entendres. People love that. People love the mystery in the things Jay-Z's saying and stuff like that. But in no way Jay-Z coming around Nas as a storyteller. Nas is tell you about how pink the hue is in the sunset, bro. In a rhyme and make it sound like, yeah, of course. You know, the man that you smell the popcorn in the cinema when the man telling you about going to the theater. It is wild what this man can do.
I played for you that song, Homicide.
Yes. You talk about when we left like bro, when we were just in the car. Listen, we do some wild shit. When we tell one of that we love hip hop, it don't mean a joke, you know.
The man sit in a car.
We said on the car
an hour and a half and lost our mind. We play music.
Trading music.
We play music so loud. We play this music so loud. Some man walked past and the man was like, all right. And they called short because the man was dropping. Listen to me. In a mahogany cocaine spot that was lightning and raindrops. Listen to me. When I talk about how Nas used to blow my cool, yeah, so King's Disease 2 was really good. It was his best album in a long time.
Yeah. And I think that I personally, me, Tremaine, Grant, Trezalé, whatever you want to call me, I needed that.
You need to hear that.
As a hip hop fan, I needed to hear that because I went on record here and said that Nas dry up and wash up. I said that.
I know that every time I said that Nas was this big deal, you used to be.
Remember when we did our top? It was our top 10 MCs,
and I had to get there.
It's like, what you talking, bro? Like, Godzilla's on trial. Like, you really? That's what you coming to me with?
Yeah, I know you was like, poor Robin. You know, man just
stuck in the past.
Stuck in the past. You know, he was like 16 or 20 or whatever it was.
The man made me want to hear. Like Jay-Z. The man made me want me to hear an informed no Jay-Z. I want Jay-Z to be like, I almost wish that Jay-Z was on one of them tracks with Nas. Like, honestly. So I don't know. King's Disease 2, really love it. The production, Hit Boy. I don't even know what to say about Hit Boy.
Oh, and I have to say,
amazing.
I haven't listened to Magic yet.
Right.
But
I have. I listened to it top to bottom.
But I have Wave Boys. Is Wave Boys?
Wave Gods.
Wave Gods.
With
A$AP Rocky.
A$AP Rocky, yeah.
On my rotation, and you heard the man say?
Nah, but I'm in the hardest.
The man said that he and Hit Boy is like the new Gangsta and Primo.
Yeah, but it's fast.
The new Guru and Primo, sorry.
What do you think about A$AP?
I quite like him.
You like him? Okay, go ahead. I've never listened to a full record, by the way. I never listened to a full A$AP Rocky album.
I have. I think I've listened to everyone.
Yeah? How was it?
I think he's great.
You think he's great?
Yeah, I like him.
Interesting. I don't know why I never delve into it. I know, but I love, like, you see a song that he got with Matzo Cream, Streets Alone? PS for that song every day.
On the streets alone?
Streets Alone?
All right, so talk to me about other genres then.
Right.
So we can move on from hip hop now?
Well, I can because I don't have any other notables like in terms of albums. That's what I'm saying. I have like obviously we have standout tracks. You know.
Well, before we move on from hip hop, I want to talk about what was some of the worst hip hop we listened to this year.
Must we? I don't want to do this. Why are we doing?
What? Will you feel bad? You feel that you ain't gonna get like I know a sponsorship deal?
Nah, it's not that. It's that it's 2022. I don't want to focus on the negative. These artists put their heart and their soul in this music, and I kind of feel bad to just be like saying that it's trash. But saying that you pushing me. No. Saying that you pushing me.
Fair enough.
I think Big Sean, as a talented MC, could have done a better job with Detroit too. I felt as if Detroit 2 could have had a lot more substance. There, I said it.
Very well. I really hated Donda. I struggled through a first listen of Donda over the course of like 2 weeks. Like it took me like about 2 weeks to finish listening to Donda once, and I've never gone back. Your turn.
Okay, so what about Drake?
I didn't even.
You haven't listened to Drake?
Nah, and I don't intend to.
I know, man. You gotta listen to Drake, man.
What, Certified Lover Boy?
Yeah.
For why?
So like you can cut a heart and you hear.
I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. I do have enough of a fade, even though I got locks, to put a part in it. But why?
No, I think you should listen to it because I think that Drake is being lazy doesn't mean that the album might not have been decent. People keep telling me that people keep harking back to the fact that the album sold, I think, number 3 top most albums.
I mean, I never deny Drake's impact.
But to me, that's not a metric of goodity. That's not a metric of how good the record is, in my opinion. But
of course not.
Again, but I don't know. Honestly, so like I said, I don't want to say anything about Drake. I know Drake has major impact and stuff like that, but I would say, if I had to say something good about Drake, I much preferred the singles. Like, you see when he Seeing Green, I really like Seeing Green. I listen to that a lot, actually.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Seeing Green is a record, Nicki Minaj, Drake, and Tunchi and Lil Wayne. Love it.
Fair enough.
Love it. But in terms of other albums that I did not like, I'm listening to Lil Sims now. It's taking me a little while to get into it.
Why? Why did you decide to listen to that?
Because it was on the top 20.
Oh.
Top 20 albums. So I gotta go through.
I find that interesting. I'm gonna get at you, bro. Can I get at you?
Please do.
Yeah, because I mean, you're a man that places artistic integrity
Yes.
at the center of your considerations of the universe.
Yes, it is true.
Why are you letting record sale top 10s determine what it is that you listen to?
Well, because I guess for me, I'm like, there must be something. That old adage, 1,000 Frenchmen can't be wrong. I mean, they can't be. Let's be real.
I am sure that they have been.
But I guess I just feel like if there's something about these records that is touching people, there must be something there. Like Lil Sims, like why is that big? I heard Dave was pretty big. I think that's a UK rapper called Dave. He's really big. Never listened to any of his albums. So like I'm not gonna stay in my pigeonhole and look out into the world and just cool and not really I'm not really listening to see what's up there.
Oh my god. I got breadcrumbs, right?
But yeah, so I mean, but that's on the hip hop side. So on the R&B side, I listen to Keys. Can you call Adele R&B? Would Adele be R&B?
No, I mean we're looking at other music genres, so it doesn't have to be R&B specifically.
Right. So Adele had her album, made me really
listen to it?
Yeah, made me really sad. Would never listen to it again. Keys, I really love her album. She had an awesome album. I didn't expect it to be as soulful as it was. It's like, imagine a hip hop New York Sade. That's what it feels like. Mm. But it's very spatial. So like the music is very. There's not too much. It's not like a lot of instruments and stuff jammed into it. It's just a really easy listen. What else did I listen to this year?
In terms of other music?
Other music that really resonated with me. I listened to a lot of Shinsia. Because I love Shinsia. I think she's beautiful. But her music is really good. And I got my Afrobeat stuff that I listen to.
I mean, singles are actual
Singles, yeah, that's the thing. Singles. I did listen to the new Thames album. Well, I say new, but Thames's album, which is really good. She has a beautiful voice. It's weird because her voice sounds like she's a man. It's weird. She has this kind of voice that you can't really distinguish what gender she is, and I think it's fantastic.
I had that problem with
And then listen to Summer Walker.
Oh, okay. I had that problem that that difficulty with. I mean, I know this is a difficulty, but I wasn't when her first dropped. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if her was a him.
Her was actually a him. Yeah.
I mean, or rather, I should say, I wasn't sure. I think that I just opened up a grave that I'm not sure how to shovel out of.
Well, there you go.
But no, I wasn't sure if the person was biologically male or female.
Right. Interesting.
Just the tonal quality of the voice and so on.
Fun fact: she never made a song I didn't like.
Well, I'll segue now. She released a project in 2021, and I did a deep dive on her because I've been a big fan of her. Like, there's so much music, guys, and as for music listeners, like we just don't listen to who we like. We just listen.
We just listen.
We just listen.
You just gotta give it a chance.
Yeah, and so like it's just a situation where we listen to so much music that sometimes artists just get out of your. You don't get to certain people.
Exactly.
So like I have never heard a song by her that I did not like, but I have never listened to her album.
Me either. Yeah.
So I did a deep dive on her this year. I listened to her volume 1 and 2. I think, I don't know, like 2017, 2018, something like that. Mm-hmm. With the intention of getting to what she released this year.
You haven't gone there yet, though.
But I haven't gone there yet.
Yeah.
But, amazing stuff. When did I mention her?
Not sure.
Okay. But are you done? I'll come in here.
I was thinking about it, and I think I am done. I spend a lot of my time re-listening to music that I enjoy. If I be totally honest with everyone on this pod. So if I find like a little pocket that works for me, I'm just gonna explore that pocket.
But do you stock those pockets?
Make sure all the lint is gone from those pockets, and then I be out. That's how it works for me. How it works for me. But before you go, I want to say I've been trying my best to focus more on local music and regional music. And I do want to give a shout out to this artist that we need to have on the pod, and I hope we can get him on the pod. His name is LJ. And yo, shout out LJ. And LJ is an artist. I believe he lives in LA, California, but in the US. But he hails from Trinidad, and his music is bomb. So like he has a record called Good. He has a few songs on Apple Music, Spotify, whatever. But he has this one record called Good that I absolutely love. I've been jamming this thing. That's what I'm telling you. Like albums, but singles, like those songs that do it for me, I got tons of those. I could talk about those for like 4 hours.
Yeah, so could I actually, and we don't have time for that.
Nope.
In the pod.
Nope.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna challenge you to ask you what was one of the best singles you heard this year. But before I get to that, my other albums, I did a deep dive. So when we say deep dive, we mean that you didn't just listen to the new offering from the artist.
Correct.
But you went back for whatever reasons. I usually go back because I like to when I decide to listen to an artist, I like to I want to know what the development of the artist was.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to know who they were when they first released
where they were at,
and where they've come to.
Yeah,
that can be, and that I must admit extends my listening time considerably. Mm-hmm. And so like whereas I would probably listen to twice as many artists if I didn't do deep dives as often as I did.
Yes, true. But that's how you really get to know artists, though.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Right?
That's the thing. So like, take for instance, I did a deep dive on. I mentioned Static earlier because I had been a big fan of his, but I hadn't listened to anything. I realized when Balancing Act was dropped in 2021 last year, I realized that I hadn't listened to a static album in like 7 years, and he had dropped like nearly every year he had dropped a project.
Yeah.
So I took some time to listen to them to come up to Balancing Act, and that's about listening to how his production has developed, because that's what he is. He's like a Khaled, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you understand what I mean in terms of a producer.
Yeah, no, I got you. I
Yeah.
feel you.
I mean, I must admit, I am not as impressed with his production. Like, he does a lot of hits or misses for me. Sometimes he drops amazing tracks, and other times I'm not so impressed.
Yeah.
So I did a deep dive on her, and I also did a deep dive on Snow Allegra.
Woo.
So I've listened to her first.
Dreamy.
No, I've listened to her 2017 project. It was.
Mm-hmm.
It was 17, called Fields.
Oh,
And
that's a
another
cool name.
one-
That's a cool name for a track.
Yeah.
Album.
An album.
Fields.
Fields. And another one about maybe 2 years later called Ugh, Those Feels Again.
Woo!
I am not as sold on her as I thought I would have been.
This is Snow Allegra.
Yeah.
Right.
I think she's a really good artist. She has some interesting collabos with all kinds of artists. She has like a song with Vic Menz, I think. She has a song with
Song with Vic.
she has a
That's
song
cool,
with
though.
Logic. She has a song with what's his name? Vince Staples. Some good but more obscure rappers.
Right, correct. Yeah.
Yes.
Makes you wonder about the circles that they're rolling.
Yeah, that they're
you know?
rolling. Yeah. So I'm not saying that she doesn't do good work, but I'm still doing my dive where she's concerned.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the only other R&B album I can think of that I really listened to last year, was Division's Muse in Her Feelings. But I talked about that already.
Yeah.
And how I wasn't as pleased with it as previous word that they've done.
Right. Okay. All right. Cool. So I mean, like I said, the notable mentions for me would be obviously Sivers dropped his music in 2021, right? Or was that 2020? Like I tell you, Sivs did his stuff.
All right. Oh, you want me to answer?
Yeah. I don't have my phone, so I don't know.
I don't remember.
I know Brayshawn's an older song, but he dropped
Yeah, it was a much older
He
song.
dropped that stuff this year, right?
He dropped
And
that
Sun
this
Rock,
year. I'm
Sun
pretty
Rock
sure
dropped his stuff this year, right? That was this year, isn't it?
No.
No. Sun Rock's album was not this year. His EP, that wasn't this year. You sure about that, bro?
I'm not.
I am not sure either. But shout out to those guys. I mean, like, we got a lot of amazing local talent doing their thing, especially in the hip hop space. It's so exciting. I want COVID to be gone, so like I can see like these people and interview these people. Listen, shout out. We would love to have you guys come. I can look straight in the camera. We would love to have you guys come to the pod. This is gonna be a new home of the pod. No, man, it look kind of like right now, but it's gonna be. This is where we want you guys to come through. I mean, we want to just kick it and have a conversation. You know what I mean? Like there's been a lot of people in this space, but what I would say is that one of my most notable mentions will be Lupe. Lupe dropped some records, albeit diss tracks, this year that
Best beef. That's what we got.
best beef, bro. I mean,
We shout out to SB because we should have had a best gossip segment right
oh
now.
my gosh!
But,
We'd
you know,
be
I
here
mean,
for hours.
Baby,
Lil Baby,
the baby, no,
the baby,
baby, and
Danny Lee.
fighting with the daughter president was really horrible.
I didn't see it. I don't know. I was probably on my social media climbs. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be pure. I'm man of the cloth.
Very well.
Yeah. So but yeah, so there's been some moments this year that were pretty epic. I mean, we had the whole Travis Scott incident, which he is like that has done a lot of damage to him, huh?
Yeah, it really has.
You see, I don't know enough. Like when the stampede or whatever happened, I don't know if he took it seriously. I don't know if he didn't take it seriously enough. I don't know. I just know that it was a very, very bad situation, and he's really feeling the brunt of it. you know, and that's unfortunate. And it's unfortunate for the people who are involved as well.
I mean, there are those who would be like, it's unfortunate for Travis Scott. He's a gazillionaire, and people are dead.
Yes, I agree, but I guess you gotta ask yourself how much of it was in his actual control. Right. Like what could he have really done? Even if he said, okay, no, stop the show. That's what I'm saying. Maybe a show of an attempt to stop this type of behavior or to bring awareness to what was happening, but he's losing Dior dealership deals, and everyone's dropping him, which is crazy to me, right? Like, cancel culture is like,
it's insane, isn't it?
It's wild, huh? Yeah, it's freaking wild. And then, like I said, you guys, before the pod started, when I was like trying to get the sound working,
technical
difficulties, and we were talking about NFTs. We were talking about the emergence of NFTs. I was explaining to SPG how NFTs work and the impact that it has on the space. And then we have all these artists and NBA players, and the CEO from Twitter is buying up Bitcoin, and there's been a lot that's happened, you know,
in the last year.
In this year, like a lot. And then we got the inflation in the US and how that's impacting us and how that's driving, you know. But I don't know, just keep the music coming, man, because the music is what keeps us sane when all this chaos. Yeah, no, seriously.
Yeah, for real.
Straight up. That's what keeps us sane amongst all of this.
I mean, and but you know, musicians need to eat too, right? So, you know, like,
hell yeah.
Support your main.
So get those NFTs and get a percentage off of everything, and sell the NFTs.
Everything.
Sell your album for like $100,000.
Real talk.
Yeah, I know how you can listen to it, but sell it for that.
All right, man. So are we signing out right now?
Yeah, we're signing out.
2021 / 2022. I mean 2020. Because we did make the point that it was kind of a weird merge time. Mm-hmm. It's been really difficult for everybody. Trezalé and SBG want to really let you guys know that we do have a fair amount of community mindedness, and it isn't even mindedness. It's spiritedness in us.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, SPG. I found some place that we can record our Bridgestone mixtape. Sorry, I didn't mean to out that just like in front of you.
Shameless
plug.
Absolutely bare backside plug.
Bare backside plug. Yeah, I found some.
That's what we can call it from now. A bare backside plug.
Yeah, I found somewhere, man, with some really cool people, and I think it'll be legit. And to all you people, all you artists, you guys want to come talk to us? Slide in our DMs. We'd be happy to have you here. We want to talk to you. We want to know what you're doing. We want to know what you have planned. Barbados, Jamaica, Trinidad, Antigua, St. Lucia, St. Vincent. Come on, we're here to shine a light on everything that you guys are doing. So let's make it happen.
I must second and third that. It's been an interesting 2-year period, and we just want to keep going and bring you, the opinions of 2 Island Boys.
That's right.
Right, for as long as we could possibly do it.
As long as we can possibly do it. As long as they let us do it.
So thanks for being here, and listening and supporting. And we're going to sign out until when we looking at regressing, we gonna be back where we all 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, it's a 2-week thing.
It's a 2-week thing.
2-week continued,
right? Where you could do another BBP, another bare back
plug.
Wow, that sounds very strange. Mm-hmm. Anyway, yeah. So I am Stack Pockets Glaze.
And I am Trezalé.
And we out!